C3 Fitness is the creation of owner Robin Cason, a personal trainer and fitness enthusiast, and he's joined us today with more about his fitness interests and goals and all that good stuff. So you are well known in St. Louis as, let's just say the trainer to the stars, but really to the everyday people too, right?
Yeah, to both, it's okay.
Right, okay, so, and you've been training, what got you into training?
I used to work at IBM and I became unemployed, and I had a pastor talking to me one day, and he said, asked me my situation. I told him my situation. He says, you should do what you would do for free. Should be your career, and that's where your money lies. And I took it to heart, and about 2 days later, a manager at Bally's asked me that I wanted to be a trainer. And I had always worked out with people, wrote up their workouts, and it was ironic that we had that conversation.
Wow.
And 48 hours later, I was asked that question, and I started being a trainer, and it all started from there.
So now that you have all these many years of experience behind you doing what you loved, and you think back to what he told you, is that the same advice you would give someone else?
Yes, and it's crazy because I ran into him about 2 weeks ago and was able to thank him.
Yeah.
Because since becoming a trainer, I've been able to do movies and radio and on television and all this stuff, and it was his words that pushed me into this field, and all the fruits of this has been because of one man's talk to me, and I took it to heart. I've been very blessed, but he was the pastor, he talked to me about it, and the rest is history.
And you followed your passion.
Correct.
And you have a slew of clients
Correct.
Across the city and across the country. And how long did it take you to build up that career?
It took, like, the 15 years is the length that I've been in it, but it took, it's all trial and error. Like, you have clients, lose clients, so throughout the 15 years, you just become a person that knows how to run the business side of it and how to retain clients. So I would say the whole 15 years, honestly, because it's highs and lows to it. But the longer you do it and the more proficient you get at it, the more it's easy to keep clients, instead of a lot of trainers that I know struggle because they don't know how to retain. And I think a lot of it has to do with personality and having a solid business plan.
But now you travel to different gyms. You work for individuals and you train them where they're at. Am I correct on that?
I used to do that. Now I don't do that as much. Now everybody's coming to Clayton on the Park. Some people I may go to their home. It has to be a special situation, because I try not to do that because you lose time.
Yeah.
So I don't want to do that travel
So people
time.
come to you.
Yes.
But anyone can come. You don't have to
Yes.
belong to the gym or, okay.
That's the blessing of me being at Clayton on the Park and having the ability to train out of that.
Yeah.
So anyone can come to me and train. Don't have to buy a gym membership. And a lot of people have an issue with the whole gym membership thing. And I'm like, you don't need a gym membership. And that kind of brings that wall down.
Yeah.
And they're like more open to having a trainer.
Yeah. Okay, so over the years, you've trained individuals, just regular everyday people, and you also train professional athletes. Is that right? So
Yes.
let's talk about that. How did you get into that? And how do you train the athletes, the professionals, differently perhaps than how you would train an individual?
Based on their sport. Like, I've trained guys, a ton of NFL guys. I even have a guy that I trained that won a Super Bowl ring with Peyton Manning. So that, and I trained a guy, Manny Ramirez, that played for Boston, won a World Series. Those guys have different things they need done for them to be proficient in their jobs.
So you're working with one of them, let's say. What do you meet with them every day, once a week? Do you do it across the country and give them training plans? How does that work?
The local guys that were from St. Louis that we train like 5 days a week in the off season. That's when I train those guys, more so in the off season, and it's based on their needs. Some want to come 5 days a week. Some guys want to come 3 because they can't take me.
So you make it hard. You make it hard even for the professionals.
I go all out.
So you're training someone 5 days a week who's a professional athlete. How many hours are you working with them each
About
day?
an hour and 15 minutes.
And then they're going on from that. I mean, that's not their own
training,
workout.
and then into the training camp. I used to get text messages telling me, I'd rather be at training camp than dealing with you. Because training camp is way easier.
Seriously?
Yes,
So
because they get breaks.
What are you doing to make it so hard?
I just push them beyond their point.
Okay.
Like, the average person is like, a professional athlete should be able to train themselves. I go to a point, but everybody needs to be pushed past that point, and that's why they bring in trainers. But they have to have faith in you, and you got to know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you provide that coaching too.
Yes.
in that realm. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back and talk about some tips for our viewers. So stay with us at STL Live. We'll have more with Robin Cason and C3 Fitness after this break.